Even as a child, Laura loved manifesting her ideas and bringing them to life. As an entrepreneur, since the age of 8, when she began selling newspapers, in elementary school, Laura created and sold beaded jewelry. As an adult, her career as an upcycling artist began 7 years ago with the introduction of her own line of eco-friendly accessories crafted from used bicycle tires, bringing sustainable style to a whole new level. Her eclectic collections are both sensual and sensible.
Some find inspiration from prolific quotes, powerful speeches, or personal heroes. You, Laura, found inspiration in a pair of sandals. Please share the story of the moment in Tanzania that changed your whole life.
Oh, yes, that was really a life-changing moment. So I moved to Africa because I was a little bit unhappy in England. It was too windy and cold and rain and too expensive. So I moved to Africa to change my life. And one day when I was walking at the local Maasai market, I found those brightly painted sandals. And honestly, I was literally shocked because I just found so interesting that a completely useless, unwanted material like car tire can become so pretty and useful and long-lasting. It was a kind of magic for me, and I found so extremely smart that freaking people just really try their best to recycle and reuse everything. Obviously, it's because of the poverty, but it's still extremely smart, absolutely. So I was just staring at the sandals and I said, Laura, this is what you will do. And I went back to the camping. I started to browse the internet to find tire upcycling and recycling companies and information, anything that might come up, because I obviously had no clue about this environment or about this field. And yeah, just like in a few days, I had my brand name. I started to think how I will develop everything. So I changed the date. The date I came back to Hungary like in 2 weeks, I think. Wow. So I left Tanzania almost like immediately. And then the next day after my arrival, I started to collect bicycle tires literally immediately. And for like 2 or 3 months, I was just like crafting non-stop, collecting by tires, making bags, making even more bags, giving to friends, starting to sell them at markets, festivals, anywhere. And I was just like absolutely in love with this idea. Obviously, I am also very eco-conscious. I really don't like this really material world, if I am honest, and I like recycling in every way. So the fact that I can create accessories from tires and I use it like a kind of channel to communicate that we can create anything if we use our creativity. So I don't know, it was life-changing, passion and curiosity and a huge challenge, and I know that this is what I want and this is what I will do.
What a gift that moment was for you, and well, for all of us who now get to reap the benefits of your work. And
more and more people, yes.
More and more. And speaking of more and more, you know, what a lot of people probably don't realize is that 3 billion tires fill landfills each and every year. Now, when you first started, you kept 5,000 of those tires out of landfills by accepting a donation of rejected tires from a German tire manufacturer. What became of these 5,000 tires? That's a lot of tires.
Can you imagine how many tires?
What's the story behind these 5,000 tires? How did this happen?
Oh my God. So my business was growing quite well. That was 2015, I think, 16. So just like 1.5 years after my start. And I contacted the companies because I thought that it would be way much easier to work with rejected tires than collect used tires. And the Schwaber was so kind, and they replied to me, and they said that, yeah, no problem, they will just send me. And I think that in their email they mentioned about 1,000. 1,000, okay, they are a lot, but I had before like almost like 1,000 tires, so I know what does it mean. Mm-hmm. But the day that the truck turned up, a proper truck, we were just like looking at the track, and I thought, oh, no problem, for sure they are going, you know, for the shops in London to deliver, you know, bring something. And the guy opened the track, yeah, these special doors, I really don't know how they called in English, and it was full with my tires, completely full. So at that time I had a collaboration with a company, and they had a huge empty store. So 6 people, 6 men, for 3 hours were unloading the truck, sorry, not. So after I had a pile of like about 3 meters approximately high, and it was about maybe 10 meters long. So it was like a proper, I remember that we were just looking at the tires and Jesus Christ, what's going on and what we will do now. And the other critical thing was that was a proper glass building, and you just can't store thousands of tires in a glass building. So it was absolutely unreal. And so I started to cut the tires, because when you roll a tire, they really don't, that's it, one roll tire. So obviously suddenly if they are cut, you can just buy them so easily, and so many. So I started to cut all day long, cutting like 100 tires in a day. I have my special technique that I can cut actually quite fast. But you know, I cut for 5 days and still the pile is the same. I was almost like crying, honestly. So that it's impossible. So I started to look for people, trying to find people who can help me, but they were unable to cut straight. So I just had to continue and cutting. That was very depressive. But after like a month, I could cut everything, and I could use those tires maybe for like 3 years. So I made many belts, dog collars, dog leads, guitar straps. Mountain bike tires are white, and when they become very flat, they can be really nice guitar straps. So I made so many of them, and some chokers, and also jewelry. But the jewelry is only from the inner tubes, but they gave me also hundreds of inner tubes too. So yeah, that was great. The good side was that for a long time I could just use those tires, and the tires are so pretty. I like them because the pattern is so fresh. Obviously you don't have to clean them because they are completely clean. So yeah, that was memorable.
I can't even just imagine what you must have been. What? To these stacks and stacks of all of these tires. But what's beautiful is the fact that when you looked at those, you didn't like, what am I going to do? But more like, what is possible with these? There must have been some level of excitement, you know, because what you did with them, let's take a look. I mean, it's necklaces, it's chokers like these, it's earrings, it's bracelets, belts, and harnesses even. Of all the accessories you make, Laura, is there a personal category that you enjoy making most?
Lately I really enjoy to make jewelry, because obviously jewelry offers more opportunities and more, I can just create so many different things, and I really like to play with the colors and shapes. Bags are a little bit like a routine task. Okay, obviously I can paint them, or I can choose different buckles. But it's jewelry is way more interesting. I love them. I like to make bags when I can create something. So I really like when I get a message, or when I made, for example, bags for the ambassadors, that I had to create something personalized, because in that case it was not anymore a routine task, but it was something totally different. I was browsing, for example, after I checked the ambassador for like an hour, half an hour, I was just like browsing the buckles, which one should I take? And after trying to find the matching bag, deciding the colors. That was fun. That was really interesting, and I enjoyed it. But otherwise, day by day, I really liked it. And I really like when I can create something new. And this is, I think, the biggest challenge for me, that you can't imagine how many times I start to craft something. I am super happy, and I don't even upload them on my website because I am already thinking to create something new. And sometimes I understand that so many new ideas or half-finished things, because the fact that creating new, this is what really, really always, pulls me, and this is what I love to do.
Yeah, because you're, I've heard you're not a fan of routine. That's not your thing.
I am scared of routine, honestly. Everything is scary, honest. No.
Well, of all the pieces that you've made, the original pieces that are not routine, is there one that you would say, this is my masterpiece? This is my piece that is my masterpiece. What would it be?
I would say that it's always the last one, because the last one gives me the excitement. So I really like this piece that I just made a few days ago, maybe a week ago, but I like this so much. This one, this is my other favorite one. But yeah, I just always like the latest piece, and I really like to make bold accessories, really huge, and I like when they are a little bit glamorous and sexy and powerful.
Well, it's certainly, all those qualities come through so beautifully and brilliantly in your work. So the thing of it is, there's a number of savvy entrepreneurs that are creating eco-friendly products, but what you have created, Laura, is more than just a product. I feel like what you've done, it's a passion and a purpose that's become a lifestyle, and not just a lifestyle for you as a creator, but a lifestyle for those of us who wear your work. You're creating a new lens to look through, where sustainability is, as you say, seen as sexy. How are you harnessing, pun intended, your craft to reframe and reimagine sustainable style?
I think that in fashion is really, really important that the pieces has to be glamorous and sexy, that people want to wear it. Sometimes fashion becomes a little bit too edgy, but I don't like it, because I think the most important that people want to wear it and people can wear proudly. And I think the most important, when we get a lot of compliments about my outfit or accessories. So my goal is to prove that recycled and sustainable pieces can be super exclusive and super sexy. And the other thing, that by reusing tires, this is the most unwanted waste, definitely, because there are so many other brands using, for example, recycling jeans or clothes or curtains or blah, blah, blah. But reusing tires, I think it's a really amazing proof that anything can be created from recycled materials. And I really want to highlight this. It's so important to learn thinking outside of the box, because I believe that we don't need more products. I mean, more materials, or we don't need any more fabrics or whatever it is. We can reuse what we have, because we have way more than we need at the moment. So for me, like, sustainability really doesn't mean just like only sustainably mean new products, but for me, sustainability means reusing, repurposing. Almost everything I buy is secondhand. It can be furniture, it can be clothes. Even for example, the online platforms are full of products that most of the time even new, because people are buying, not even using, and they are reselling. So my goal is to prove that recycling and waste can be absolutely fashionable, and I really want to inspire people to choose recycled and repurposed pieces over anything else.
Yeah, because like you say, I mean, we have more than we need already, so why don't we just reuse what we already have? So beyond sustaining yourself with your career, your desire is to inspire and sustain others through classes, through consulting, so that they can have careers of their own in sustainable fashion. In this way, beyond the product you provide, it's the practice, it's the craft that you want to cultivate. Why is this so important to you, Laura?
Yes, I really wish to learn, to start to teach people about this. First of all, we all need money. That's obvious. It's not only for the daily life, but we want to travel, we want to go somewhere. And I think that upcycling is so interesting because it gives you the freedom, it gives you the proper self-expression, and at the same time, you can decide how much you can make. I think that I already proved that you can earn $50 in a month, and you can earn even 1,000 or 2,000, but the opportunity is there. And the wonderful thing with upcycling that you don't need an investment. Anyone can start it. A 10 years old boy and 90 or 95, it doesn't matter. And you don't have to worry about the investment or anything, because you just go to the bike shop, you call like this in a tube, it's here. Look at this. How fun that I just go like this from the bike shop. They are happy that I take it away for free, obviously. I just go there and suddenly I can use it for a necklace, or maybe I can make from this one even 3 necklaces. Suddenly this one has a value of 60 pounds or $80. This is amazing. And you need just like a scissor. That's it. This is the only thing. So I think that this is a wonderful skill, and it's definitely worth to teach, because we live in a crazy world and there is so much stress with work and so many things and so many challenges. But this is art, this is creativity, this is freedom. You wake up whenever you want, you make ding ding 3 necklace. Ciao, you selling it. It's wonderful. It's wonderful, and at the same time, it's recycling. It's so nice that it has a purpose. And the wonderful thing that I have some earrings that I always thought that maybe they are boring. And whenever I use them, people are shocked how beautiful are they. So it means that if I just learn my own style, it definitely makes sense. You just make a necklace, you wear it, or earrings, and the next day you have sales. So it's even quick. Today you start a business, tomorrow you make money. It's a skill to teach. No, I definitely believe that it will help people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love your passion to share it. I mean, there are some people who are very passionate about their artwork, about their mission, and they keep it all to themselves. But the fact that you want to inspire this in other people and give this to other people, I love it. You know, oftentimes less is so much more. And here enters the newest line, Tireless, designed to raise awareness for the needed protection and preservation of our environment. Tires are repurposed for fashion as opposed to being relegated to the landfill. In this issue of AwareNow, the Earth Edition, you will unveil the latest eco-friendly collection of yours 9 original pieces paired with personalities of 9 Awareness Ties official ambassadors. What did you love most about this project?
Oh, it was exciting, but actually it's still exciting from the first moment. So usually when I craft, I make something that I really like or what I can easily sell. But this time I was really making individual pieces. So I opened their profile, Instagram, Facebook, interviews, Google, YouTube channel, what they talk, what they wear, what kind of accessories they have, who they live with, how they talk, all the things, because every little detail gives me a kind of idea about their personality. And I was just like watching again, because sometimes I really had I didn't have any idea what to make, what style. And that was challenging. I really had to think a lot about. And for the guys, I made bags, but I chose the buckle really carefully. I checked before what color they usually wear, or they prefer big buckles or small buckles, if they prefer only black bags or they are more open. So it's like all of these tiny details. For the ladies, how big, how small the jewelry should be. They prefer statement accessories, or they don't want. So it was a lot of. I really use my files.
I love that you did so much research, that you really wanted to create original piece that was authentic and paired so perfectly with that individual. And so the artistry that comes with that, you know, I thought it was amazing. You know, you've done and are doing something that's not been done before, Laura. For others who are wanting and waiting to pursue a mission of their own that's never been done, what advice do you have? What do you say? What is your opinion about this waiting business?
I would definitely say to start and don't think, just do whatever every day, but try it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but don't stop, but just like thinking about an idea, because in that case you don't gain experience. You won't feel if it's good or not. By just like thinking and planning, you will just waste time. So I would definitely say that whatever you are interested, just start to do it. It can be just like a side thing next to your job, next to your family, just like 10 minutes before you go to sleep. But I think when you do something by passion, it's a hobby, it's not a job anymore. And it can really help to, this is what will help you to survive any challenge or anything. So go for it. This is the only thing that, yeah, definitely take care what you wish. So suddenly 5,000 dial can turn out for anything if you are not precise. Well, your desires.
So, okay, right. And so I love that. I love that you can start out small, you can start out comfortable. You don't have to step way outside your comfort zone. You can do what feels good, do what feels right, but just like to your point, but just to do it. But just to do it.
And yeah, everything will come. For me, like from the first moment when I started, I knew that this is what I want to do in my life. And I left my job, I left everything. But that was definitely not the best idea, because obviously I had moments when I had no money and I had no sales. It was challenging. But this is my style. Unfortunately, when I have something in my head, tomorrow I wake up, maybe I go back to Africa or whatever. So I never think twice. But I think it's so nice when you have an idea and you start to go. And sometimes I meet people who are telling me or saying a story, they were interested in something, they didn't start, and after 2 years, someone else realized, manifested that idea. So this is the worst thing when you are interested and you don't do, and suddenly you realize that other people are successful in it. So go for it. Go for it. Definitely.
Go for it. I'm so glad that you went for it, because this not only looks amazing, but it feels really amazing. And so thank you so much for sharing your story, for sharing your beautiful work, and also for helping all of us become a bit more aware now. Thank you so much, Laura.
Thank you so much, Ellie. Thank you.
Thank you.